John, if you take us through each section of the corn,
Okay,
please.
cool. Right, so sweet corn, we've obviously seen the harvester with Sergei. Okay, that's what Sergei takes from the field, and this comes into our business, which isn't far down the road. It's about 20 minutes or so. The lorries come in all the time, and we empty it at the yard, and it comes through a factory, and in that factory we process it. Okay, and this is basically what happens. They take off the outer leaves, and they take off the stem here, which is known as the shank, and they pinch out the silks, which are these bits here, and then that goes into a nice supermarket tray, which goes onto a lorry, which gets to the supermarket, which is great. Now, there's another part of our factory which turns these into these, okay? Now what this is if you like, a washed and ready to cook product, okay? So it's been completely stripped. So in effect, we've taken this, we've completely, oh, it's quite tough, as you can see.
What are these silks for? They got a purpose?
Well, yeah, they do have a purpose, actually. Every single one of these kernels, okay, has one of these attached to it.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So inside of the husk, you have these little hairs which are connected to every single one of the kernels, okay? Now, this is where Mother Nature does her part. You might remember at the start of the conversation, we spoke about the male flower at the top, and then we spoke about the female flower on the plant at the bottom. This is known as the silk, okay? The male flower in the wind does his bit. Sweet corn doesn't need bees, actually. It's quite an interesting thing. It just does by air, it pollinates by air, okay? And then once this silk has been pollinated, it transmits a message down to each one of the kernels, okay? Which makes it go yellow and fertilizes it. If it's not fertilized properly, and this is a very good crop of corn because every single one I'm grabbing is demonstrating that it's been fertilized lovely, you might just be able to see this one. That's a kernel that hasn't been fertilized.
Okay, like a tiny little white. Let me turn it around just there.
Incredible, just in there.
There we go.
So you'll see this tiny little strand, this tiny little hair actually has a really important role to play.
Great, and the leaves protect it, I guess, from the weather and make sure everything inside is fresh. Is that what the job of the leaves are?
Absolutely, they protect it from predators, because there's predators in this field, little bugs that want to eat the sweet corn, and they can't get in because the leaves are like like its protection.
And what about is it the husk at the bottom, the bit at the bottom, the very bottom?
Yeah, that there.
Yeah. What's the job of that? The tough bit.
This connects it to the plant. Okay.
Okay.
So in effect, this is where the water comes from. This is where it gets its nutrition from, through here. Okay.
Okay.
And that goes up into the sweet corn.
So no need for bees, no need for pollination. It does its own thing.
That's right. It does its own thing and it pollinates in the wind. Correct.